What's up, internet? My name is Ori. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. You like this video, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Today we're going over Survivor Season 44, Episode number 5. And even though this one ended not in the traditional way of a Survivor episode, it still was a really good episode. So let's start at the top. We had the fallout from the Sarah vote, and Jam Jam was really upset that he was left out of this. He was shocked that Carolyn didn't fill him in. And it feels like that's maybe the thing that hurt him the most, is that he didn't know it was coming. And would he have gone along with it if Carolyn came to him? He says that, but I don't know. And I don't know if I necessarily believe him. I don't think Carolyn necessarily believes him either. She says she didn't want to be the third turd in Jam Jam and Sarah. So she ended up going with Josh. And the trust between these three is just completely broken. We do get a little bit of bonding, though, between Josh and Jam Jam. And Josh tells him that he has another idol. He doesn't. It's just a fake idol he's making up. But he tells him that, and he says no matter what, he'll be playing it. He shows him the paper that he got from his real idol, that he got from the journey, that he used at the last tribal, but he doesn't actually show him the idol until later. We'll get to that. We do see Matthew, who's just having a really tough time with his shoulder. He hurt it in like the first episode, and was climbing on rocks and dislocated it. It popped back into place. But he's really been powering through, and he says he's in a lot of pain. He wakes up every morning and it's painful. So this is going to be something that is definitely we need to keep our eye on, and we'll come back later in the episode. We also saw Carson, who was kind of bonding with Kane over a lot of nerdy stuff. And he was basically saying he's trying to bond with all of the people in the tribe a little bit more. And get to know them more than they're getting to know each other, because then once the merge comes, they might not realize what he's doing, and if they do realize it, he's going to be taking them out. We then head on over to Soka, where we see Jamie is trying to just demonstrate that she has a lot of value and a lot of information to all of these players. Matt really doesn't seem to care. She goes to Franny, who's like, I don't know what Matt's doing. And I don't think Jamie realized that Franny and Matt are so close, and Franny's even like, I don't think she realizes what's going on. And then we just get some like, it's sickeningly adorable between Matt and Franny, just the two of them, kind of being cute and flirting and being embarrassed that they're just I don't want to say falling in love, but like there's definitely feelings there. Franny, though, I think Franny realizes, listen, at the end of the day, if I need to cut Matt, I'll do it. Matt, I think, is clueless, right? I think he's just completely clueless. But if it got to the point where somebody came to Franny and was like, listen, like, you and Matt are becoming such a huge target, and the more he's here, the two of you are going to be seen as a pair. He needs to go. I think Franny's on board, and she says, no problem, right? Matt, gotta be careful. That then takes us to the immunity challenge. It was your classic one where they're tied together. They have to go through different obstacles. It's got that seesaw net where you have to transfer like a bucket of water without spilling it. Another really classic Survivor challenge. And then at the end, we had a tilt puzzle that was kind of the equalizer in this thing. Immediately, I thought poor Tika was going to have a really tough time. The three of them, Carolyn, Josh, and Jam Jam, just I didn't see how they could match up with any of the other tribes. Surprisingly, though, they actually got out to a pretty quick lead. And then eventually the other tribes caught up. And then once the tilt maze come, they just got crushed. Carolyn wasn't doing the tilt maze. It was Jam Jam and Josh doing it. And her reactions watching Ratu and Soka just nail ball after ball, and Jam Jam and Josh just drop their balls, just was amazing. She's covering her face. She's like, not again. Why is this happening? It was so good, so entertaining. Ratu does win. Soka comes in second, but it wasn't just sending Tika to tribal council. we also had another journey. Now, Sarah was taken out with the inheritance advantage, which was a brand new advantage in Survivor. We had never seen anything like this before. Basically, the concept was if you play this before a tribal council, any advantages that were played at that tribal then become yours if you make it through and survive tribal council. So it's really powerful, especially if you know that idols are going to be played in that tribal. It's really, really an interesting advantage. But since Sarah went home with it, I had a really big feeling that a journey was going to be coming up here and that someone was going to get the inheritance. So we had Brandon, Danny, and Carolyn. They are chosen to go on the journey by Ratu. And Jeff actually mentions that, hey, Matthew, you sat out the second challenge in a row with your shoulder. We're going to have medical check that out. It's not great news for him. Basically, they tell him the reason why he's in so much pain is he probably has some kind of tear in his shoulder. If it was a small tear, it would probably have gone away already. If it's more likely that it's a fairly significant tear. So it's not looking great for Matthew. On the journey, turns out, even though I thought, yeah, there's probably going to be a journey, and oh, here's where they're going to insert the inheritance advantage again. No, because this ends up being no risk, no reward. It's just food. It's just a bunch of wraps for them. Danny and Brandon really kind of bro out here and really start bonding well. And poor Carolyn ends up being kind of the third turd again here. She felt really left out where they're bonding back and forth. They're talking about how, oh, when you get back, like Jam Jam is going to be in a lot of trouble, right? Just you and Josh are going to stick together. She kind of told them how Josh had an idol, and that's how Sarah went. And they were like, oh, if he has an idol, that means Jamie and Carson end up having an idol. So there was lots of information getting shared there. But Carolyn just didn't like the idea that these guys were just really broing out, kind of leaving her out of it. And like a lot of her reactions were fantastic. Carolyn's just, she's TV gold. Carolyn is TV gold. Like, I need more Carolyn on my screen at all times. Just her reacting to any random thing is fantastic. But after the journey, she heads on back to camp. And she really just kind of, you know, tells them the truth. She's like, listen, there was nothing, right? It was just food. I don't know how much they really bought that, but every time Josh would go away from the fire, she would go to Jam Jam and be like, and she was just like silently telling Jam Jam, like, hey, we're good, we're cool, like we're sticking together. As every time Josh would turn around, it was great. And you know, she just kind of tells them what happens, how the bros were kind of broing down, and they were saying that like Josh was kind of involved with it a little bit. Like they were saying Josh is going to be good. Josh is like, I'm not really, what are you talking about? So then he talks about how he has the fake idol that he's going to be playing. He pulls it out, and Jam Jam kind of like, he's like, wait a minute, this is the idol you were talking about? And he's like, dude, it's falling apart. Like, what is this? These are the beads from Tree Mail. Like, what are you trying to pull? It was very obvious that this thing was fake. It was very obvious. And I'm not sure how this would have went. If they actually went to tribal, I don't know who would have left. Because yeah, Jam Jam and Josh, they were definitely growing closer. Carolyn and Jam Jam, they seem to be trying to come back together. She even had a moment with Jam Jam where she was like focusing them in. She's like, I'm here with you. Like, we're together. It was really kind of great. And then Carolyn and Josh had already shown that they can kind of trust each other on a vote. So I don't know what would have happened. Would somebody have used their shot in the dark? Would Carolyn have used her idol? There's so many different possibilities of what could happen. Because if Carol used her idol, well then, what if Jam Jam and Josh just voted for each other? And then Carolyn would be the deciding vote on that. Or if they both voted Carolyn, Carolyn could be the only vote. Like, there's so many different possibilities that could have went. But none of that mattered because eventually Jeff shows up and he informs them that Matthew has been pulled from the game. He will not be continuing because of his shoulder injury. So they are off the hook. There's no tribal council for them. And that's pretty much how the episode ends. A little bit disappointing that there wasn't a tribal council and we didn't get an elimination. But otherwise, a really fun episode. I've been having a lot of fun with this season, especially Carolyn. She's just great. And next week is huge. Next week we get the merge. We're finally getting to the merge. Poor Tika, get them out of just the three of them. Like, let them go with the other tribe. That also means though that Carson and Jamie's idol are no longer valid. Once they are living on the same beach, that is when those idols are no longer good. So they could just kind of use them as a fake idol, right? Like Jamie would know that Carson's not good, and Carson would know that Jamie's isn't good. Josh would also know that they're no longer good. They would probably actually figure out pretty quickly that Josh used it, since Carolyn would probably tell everybody that he used his idol. But this is going to be interesting because once we get to this first one, Matt will also not have a vote at this first tribal council. Lauren still has her extra vote. Plenty of other real idols are floating around, like Danny and Carolyn's idol. So, and Jamie also thinks she has a fake idol. She thinks it's real, but she has a fake one. And Josh has the one that's of just a really badly made fake out idol. Like he knows it's fake, and everybody else kind of knows it's fake. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. If you are new here though, hit that subscribe button. You like this video, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. There's links to all my socials in the description and a pinned comment down below. You can find things like my Twitter, my Twitch, my Discord, brand new Kick stream, which we were actually streaming this episode on Kick, watching it like full screen, everything. It was a lot of fun. You should come check us out. Follow it. It's in the description, pinned comment, .com/Ori Spoils. It's a little bit different. It's kind of a running joke. Listen, if you ever see an account Spoils in their name, or spoil at all, you probably shouldn't trust them, but can't trust me. So you can follow all that stuff down in the comments and the description down below. Follow what you want, ignore what you want, whatever. But thank you guys so much for all the support you do show me here on this channel and all my other platforms. And once again, let me know what you thought of this episode. Are you excited for the merge? And I will see you next time.